Good afternoon. This is Michael Long. This is the homework assignment for Psychological Consultation 620 with Aspen University. In this assignment, we were to consider two scenarios and then provide an opinion on which consultant's response was best to the consultee, and then provide our own response. In scenario number one, the consultee makes the statement, "This job is so stressful. I never imagined that managing a staff of 7 could be so draining. Everyone has different agendas. No one seems to realize that I can't please everyone all the time." Consultant number one responds with, "It sounds like you feel a lot of pressure to keep everyone happy, and no one seems to realize how hard it is." Consultant number two says, "You know, just from talking to you for 10 minutes, I can see that you're not assertive enough and that your employees have lost respect for you. I think one goal of our work together could be to help you become more assertive." I believe that in this scenario, the first consultant's response is more effective because it acknowledges the consultee's feelings and it summarizes what the consultant just heard, which communicates to the consultee that the consultant is listening. More questions will need to be asked to build rapport with the consultee. Very little is known in this scenario from the consultee's statement about their domain. I think the second consultant's response is too much too soon. Just the way I said it, that's the way I interpreted it, and my body language was pretty harsh. It is rather abrupt and it draws conclusions about the consultee's leadership abilities, which creates distance between the consultant and the consultee. In other words, it's very judgmental, and it doesn't have to be put so bluntly. If I were the consultant in this scenario, I would have responded with something similar to the following. New supervisors often struggle with finding balance when they assume a new position, as do employees when they get a new supervisor. What do you think you could do as a leader to get your employees to better focus in the directions that you need them to focus on? I believe this is a better response because it normalizes the consultee's feelings without judging them. It also normalizes the employees. Employees are seeking leadership. Additionally, it refocuses the consultant on what they can do to remedy the situation instead of playing into the defense mechanisms they are presenting, such as blaming their employees. She's obviously frustrated in the scenario. In the second scenario, the consultee says, "I'm really worried about Madison. She seems to cry too easily. I'm wondering if something is going on at home." Consultant number one responds, "Tell me a little bit more about what you're seeing." Consultant two responds, "What time is the next faculty meeting?" In the second scenario, the first consultant's response is more effective, in my opinion, because it expresses interest in what the consultee just shared with the consultant and a desire to learn more about what the consultee has been observing in Madison that might make her believe something is happening to her in her home environment. This will allow the consultant to learn more about Madison's client characteristics, the immediate environment, and the immediate environment they're being observed in. The second consultant's question is unrelated to the statement made by the consultee and may give the consultee the impression that the consultant is not interested in what the consultee just said, or that the consultant is going to take this outside the confidentiality between them to the larger staff. If I were the consultant, I would have made a statement similar to the following. "I'm very interested in hearing more about your observations of Madison, as this could indicate that she is experiencing problems that need to be addressed. It would also be helpful to know if any of her teachers have also noted similar observations. Would you mind if I spoke to a few of them to get a clearer picture of what's going on with Madison?" I believe this response allows Madison's counselor to share her thoughts freely, and it communicates that I am taking her concerns seriously. It also clearly communicates that I may need, or probably will need, to talk to other staff members to verify the counselor's impressions. It could very well be that she's experiencing trouble on the playground, or perhaps there's been some event that the counselor's unaware of, that the teachers are aware of, that could be causing the problem. Naturally, when I did this, I would explain that if she's not comfortable with this, that perhaps we could address it a different way. And we'd work that solution out together. Obviously, in these scenarios, they're 1 or 2 sentences, so there has to be a lot read into them. We have to use some literary license to kind of get a feeling for what's going on without being given more sentences. But I feel that these are 2 appropriate ways to respond. Both of these ways allow us to get a clearer picture of the 3 different domains that exist about the immediate school environment, the larger environment that the child or that the new supervisor is actually experiencing. They allow us to explore too their interactions with other people. Going back to scenario 1, depending how that panned out, it may require some observation in the workplace to get a better feeling for how the supervisor is interacting with the employees to give a fair assessment. But in both cases, I just think that the second consultant's just too straightforward and too blunt, and this might turn the consultee off. Moving a little bit slower, there's no rush, so we can get a clearer picture and offer a fair assessment without coming to judgment or giving anybody the feeling of blame for the situation. In both cases, the consultees look like they're attempting to solve a problem, not just simply unload their problems onto the consultant. So the consultant can step back from an outside view and give a clearer picture when they have all the proper pieces in place. Thank you. Again, Michael Long, Aspen University. The references for this included the textbook. I'm not savvy with putting slides in these video shows, so I tried. I just don't have the software for it. But it's Brown, Perwansky, and Schulte, 2011, Psychological Consultation and Collaboration, Introduction to Theory and Practice, 7th edition, published in Upper Saddle River, New Jersey by Pearson Education, Inc. Thank you, and have a good day.